Hey, J-Bros popping in here. I've been wanting to do this video for a long time. This is my pros and cons of the CRT23. Mind you, I'm over 100 some hours on this. For the most part, this machine has been absolutely amazing. If I had a chance to do it again, I would repurchase this mini skid without hesitation. Yeah, it's been amazing for me. So I'm just strictly talking about my pros, my cons, not really talking about other people's let's say pros, the stuff that's went wrong for them. I'm just talking about my machine alone. I'm just gonna jump right into kind of going with cons in each category of the machine I talk about, and then the pros as well. I'm going to start right in with the tracks. Honestly, since pretty much day one, the biggest con about this machine was figuring out this track setup. As you know, I've went through, this is my third set of tracks. This has not been tested very well, but I'm almost 100% certain these tracks are going to be absolute money for this. And yeah, basically from the tensioning stuff, getting that figured out, obviously grinding the idlers, which you can check out my videos, which is this stuff in here. Yeah, the biggest con to this is just, you know, they came with crap idlers that need to be ground. Now the pros, I'm going to say about the track setup is these freaking idlers are big. It's got the raised motor where the sprocket motor's raised up, so that doesn't get all dirty and crap. I've seen other mini skids where they've got a small rear idler here, and some of those things are just going out and they've got to be replaced or rebuilt. So with the con of the track of basically the, let's say 2 hours of maintenance, or I shouldn't say maintenance, 2 hours of stuff that you would need to do to make the track right, and now I believe I've got the right track, I think this whole track operation is a non-issue. So it's kind of initial con, big time, because it took me so long to just figure it out, and the money that I've got invested in it with the tracks. So the con is it doesn't come set up real good right away, but the pro is I think it's probably one of the better setups out there. That's my opinion. I'm going to go right to the bucket. Big con here as well. It comes with the smallest bucket known to man. Why they put that little 31-inch bucket on here makes no sense. They should have at least put a 42-inch bucket on here, or let's just say 44, because I think the track width is 42, whatever. But they should have put a bigger bucket on here. That bucket is so tiny. It's good for certain things and stuff. I mean, I've used it here and there for digging, this, that, and the other thing. Because when I've got I'll just go right to the pro. The pro is I got this big old bucket on here, and it's absolutely unlocked everything and more on this machine. It's slightly, I would say, a little bit too big, but there's 100 pros to this bucket being this size versus being, you know, the cons of it. The bucket's just amazing. So you got the pro that it comes with a tiny bucket, but I went, you know, big time with a $1,000 bucket, and it's worth every penny and more. And the machine can handle it. Well, I shouldn't say it can handle it, because the con is the bracing and supporting up here is underwhelming at best. I think if they would have had this strap right here, there wouldn't have been this issue of pulling up here, because I think as this spread apart, you know, it compromised this. With that being said, The pro is if you get this welded right and you get this reinforced, it's a non-issue once again. So for me, now that I know I have the machine dialed in, the pro is I've got this all reinforced. This isn't going anywhere. I mean, at least with this bucket. So the con is it comes with a Barbie doll bucket. The pro is it can handle a bigger bucket. The con is it's underwhelming for support up here for handling the bigger bucket. The pro is it's a relatively easy fix. So that's kind of the bucket pros and cons. Now, I'm not going to get really into the 2-stage, the single-stage pumps, the 3-stage pumps. This one has a 3-stage pump. Everything that I have needed to do on this machine with the 3-stage pump that's here, between a 4-in-1 bucket, between the auger. Yes, the auger spins a little bit slow, but I'm okay with that because I'm not trying to win any races. I literally can probably drill from start to finish probably a hole in 3 minutes. So I'm okay that it's not drilling one hole every minute. I'm not trying to win any speed races here. So the 3-stage pump that I have, I'm totally okay with it. It's got, you know, the hookup over here, the hookup over here. It hasn't affected me at all. Mind you, I'm going to be looking to get a trencher. I'm looking into a stump grinder. Have not found anything that's reasonably priced. Yeah, so kind of talking about the attachments with the 3-stage pump. And I guess I'm going to talk mini skids in general. I have basically purchased the Wolverine attachments. They're very reasonably priced. So that's a pro to the mini skid along with the CRT that it's able to run those Wolverine attachments. So that's the pump. I would also say big time con. Granted, you're getting this from China. You need to do your oil right away, in my opinion. That's a safety precaution. It's such a cheap safety precaution. So you need to change your oil right away. Con, you need to change your hydraulic fluid, in my opinion, right away. That's just precautionary once again, but to me, it needs to be done. Pro is, if you do both of those, you change your oil right away, you change your hydraulic fluid right away, you do that maintenance, you should be good to go. Another big con, this machine likes to overheat. I have seen numerous things where this has worked loose, the muffler on the inside has worked loose, and then machine inside is overheating. You gotta watch your temperature with this machine. Some people have got mufflers on the outside here. Sounds like that's working pretty well. Some people have the muffler on the inside. I should probably at least show you mine. So mine is still stock setup here. And in all reality, for what I'm doing and how I go about my operating of the skid. Oh, forgot to put the brace in. Well, I guess I forgot that in here still as well. That was a good catch. That was from when I was drilling out the mat thing up there. But some people have wrapped this. So that's a big con. This muffler, I'm just going to say it's in a stupid spot. With that being said, where else do you put it? Like I said, one gentleman, he had ran some pipe out the side and then has the muffler out here, which looks insanely cool, by the way. I can't remember who did that, but shout out to him. Super cool thing. Also, what I'll say, super pro in my opinion. This machine is so easy to get to darn near anything in here other than the stupid oil dipstick is hidden behind there, but you know, there's always got to be something with that. But the pro is, what can't you get into in here? It's wide open. It's just easy to work on in all reality. So just overall getting to stuff and maintaining stuff and checking stuff, it's just a pro. I mean, the machine is, it's kind of like working on a 2025 car versus a 1980 car. The 2025 car, you're sitting there just lost. Like, well, you need to hook it up to freaking AI to figure it out. Well, in 1980s car, it's kind of like, oh yeah, here's this, here's that. That's kind of how I say that. This fan, there's videos out there on that. That's a con. They got this blown in the wrong direction. Or they probably got one of the cheapest fans known to man in here. With that being said, I have done nothing with my fan. It's still the same way as it was from stock. Getting back to why the heating stuff is not that big of a deal to me, I kind of run it, let's just say, till it gets warm. Let's say it starts sitting at 70, 75 degrees Celsius on the machine. I just let it sit and take a break for 15, because the stuff I'm doing, I'm moving this and moving that. I kind of end up, get off the skid and do some shoveling and whatnot. So with the overall overheating issue, it's just not been a big deal for me personally. We'll talk about the ride. I have just recently put the springs on here. Kind of dig it. But honestly, what I noticed, way, way bigger deal, which is a pro for me, I put the anti-fatigue mat. So anybody that works assembly line work or you're a mechanic or whatever, there's a big difference between walking on concrete all day or on metal than walking on a anti-fatigue mat. It's night and day. I personally am talking for myself and my own experience. This 739cc rato engine is a total pro. I've had zero issues with it. I know I had one issue, and I'll talk about a con. The batteries it comes with, or it came with, is not top notch. So that's a con. But the pro is, as I've tore apart the starter to figure it was the battery's fault, not the starter's fault, this engine has been great for me. I've swapped the, obviously, I'm due for an oil change, and I got to get that video out to you guys. I keep saying it, and I haven't done it yet, but I need to do an oil change on this. But I swapped out the air filter twice now. Well, first time I blew it out. Second time I just tossed it and put a new air filter in it. But the engine's been nothing but great. Now, some people have talked about the needing a fuel pump or fuel filter or whatever that is. I've not needed it. My machine's been great. So I can only speak exactly from my stuff. Now we're going to talk about a big thing up here is the controls. I personally love these controls. Now I have never been, let's say, educated to the joystick stuff from running bigger Bobcats or, excavators. I've always hired that stuff out. So the first Bobcat that I ran was my uncle's. I think it was a 743 Bobcat, and it was like probably like 1988 or something. So it had the two levers and then the foot feet to work the bucket. So this is what I know: forward, back, up, down. Perfect for me. I love it. The con is, if you don't like this setup, I guess you can always swap it over to the joystick, and I've done videos on that. Also up top here, the lights, they're in a bad spot, and let's just be honest, they're underwhelming to say the least. That's where I will get a video out here sooner than later of me mounting 2 more lights up here. So with that being said, the pro is you can always put on different lights. So none of these things that I'm talking about that are cons are really that big of a deal money-wise. The biggest money pit that I have had on this machine is getting the track figured out. So that's kind of where it's at. So basically with the Rato engine that I have here, this is not an underpowered engine. This is a perfect size motor for this mini skid. The other pro I'll get into on this machine as well. Yes, it probably only lifts about 1,000 pounds, let's say. But that's more than most of the times you need to be lifting stuff. And now if you start stepping up to a machine that lifts more, then the machine is heavier. So where this trailer here can basically go right on my smaller trailers. So if you go to a next size up skid from this, well then you need the bigger trailers. So there's that as well. The width of the machine, that's a total pro in my opinion. It's got great balance. It's got great pushing power. It's got great traction. Yeah, I mean, I can't say any more about the overall balance and layout of this machine. Because if you just look at this from back here, this thing just looks badass, even though it's not a super big machine, but it is, it's actually a big machine. Obviously I got this up here and I've been messing with the cover, and like I said, I'm kind of in that stage right now of putting a bunch of pros onto it. I think I'm going to add another battery in here, and that one I'll just kind of trickle charge like a let's say a boat trolling motor. So I think I'm going to run secondary lights off of another battery in here that's really just there to hook up extra devices. Yeah, I think I covered just about everything for the most part. It's got good strap spots for towing, when you're hauling your mini skid, to strap it down right here, loop a chain through there. I added this hook on my bucket, so you can add so many things to this mini skid. And then obviously the pro is the price. It's the price of the machine, price of the attachments. I just think this one has so little flaws and so little limitations that I don't know how you could go wrong, to tell you the truth. Main thing is you got to maintain it. You got to make sure you have your fluids, That's why when I was using this heavy, I was trying to do maintenance Sundays. Keep your machine clean, like any of the skids. Keep your debris out of here. But yeah, I hope I really covered the bulk of everything. But like I said, the biggest pro that I know, yeah, I've got, let's just say 16 hours, I don't know, of deep dive maintenance on this, but that's a small price to pay. I don't care what equipment you got. There's always maintenance. There's always something. And the sheer fact, I've been able to replace everything for pretty cheap. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just say CRT23 mini skid. I'd buy it again. Honestly, when I saw one go in the auction for $3,300 and I saw another one at the same time, I think that one for $3,600. I wish I had a use for a second one. I would have bought a second one in a heartbeat for that price. But yeah, please comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I touched all the bases that you're seeking. But I love my mini skid. I love my CRT23. I'd do it again. Yeah, please like, subscribe, comment down below. J Bros out.